Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Extra Rice with KoKo. Thanks for joining me, my coconut nuts. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If you could please, brain fart right from the get-go, whatever, I'm not taking this out. If you could please go on ahead and bless me by subscribing to my channel, ring that bell for notifications, comment, like, and share. Today, you know, I make my own food. You know, everything is homemade up in the KoKo household. KoKo. KoKo. Everything is homemade. Okay, so I made a homemade kimchi jjigae. Basically like a kimchi stew. I made the base for it, like, when did I make this? 2 days ago. And I froze half and then I left half. I like to make my stews and I don't eat them right away. Like, I will wait the next day after it's done its magic and laid in all the flavors, and then I'll eat it. So what I did was I basically made the base with the kimchi, gochujang, dashi. I put bean sprouts in it, scallions, bean curd, and pork belly. And I let that stew down. So half of that is in the freezer as a base like that. Once you make your base, like, you can add on to it. So what I did was I added even more stuff. So I added the rice cakes to it, which you can see right here, the Korean rice cakes. I added the Vietnamese pork loaf. If you've ever had banh mi sandwiches, this is what they put in it. And then I added in some chicken dumplings. So I'm starving. I went and worked out today and it's later in the day and I'm going to get right down into eating. Let's do this. Let me get a rice cake. Hold on. We'll take that. Okay. I let the soup cool down because I don't want it super hot because I burned my tongue yesterday. So I don't want it to be like super hot. I'm already having issues. This is so good. How are you guys doing today? It's getting colder. It's like my favorite season, fall. I love fall. I'm telling you guys, when you make your stews, do not eat it right away. It has to be a labor of love. Wait and eat it the day after, or like me, 2 days after, because I'm like that. I don't care. I want my flavors to meld and I want it to be so good. And that's what happens when you wait. In our patient life, okay, you can't not have rice with your soups. Hello. I know people are out here being keto and carb conscious, but I need my rice. This is so good. So good. This is so good. Count how many times I say this is so good. And then let me know at the end of the video. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. It's perfect for like a nice brisk fall day. And that's today. See, I like stuff in my soups chunky. So, I don't cut any of my things small. I want to taste everything. Mm-mm-mm. Now you guys, look at this pork belly. Like, look at it. This flavors the soup so well. Oh my god. I know some people don't eat pork. If you don't eat pork, I understand. But, ooh, I just spilled everywhere. It flavors the Jigae so well. Mmm. And I have a berry lemonade. Mm. So good. Oh my god, I'm biting this. Well, do that in one bite. I hate getting tons of meat in my teeth. I'm on floss. I can still feel it. Oh my god. So, I was just walking to the gym today. I heard this like, sorry guys, I'm digging in my teeth. I heard this loud bang. It was like boom. I had no clue what it was. I turned around. I was like 6 blocks away. It was a car accident. That shocked me to my core. I immediately stopped and I prayed to make sure everyone was okay. I saw one person get out of the car. I didn't see the other person that got hit. I mean, when I tell you this was it was the loudest collision. I literally thought something exploded. I thought the car was gonna explode. I really hope and pray that those people are doing well. And that, you know, they're not in harm. Oh my god, it's like car accidents. I'm very triggered by car accidents because I was in a hit and run. Well, not hit and run. Well, they were there, but when I was like 17, I was a senior in high school, and if I ran a light, I just have back problems because of it now. It definitely traumatized me. I still, to this day, even though I live in the New York City area, I don't like to drive. I mean, I try to tell people don't understand. I'm like, I still have anxiety driving. I just don't like it. I will drive if I need to, but I don't like it. And honestly, that's the main reason, is I'm triggered from it. But luckily, I take the train or bus because I live in the New York City area. Don't have to worry about that. Thank God. Look at these huge pieces of pork belly. I know like the top layer is like all fat and people don't like it, but I eat it all. I don't care. I like the fat. So, speaking of like triggers, what are some of the things that like you guys are triggered by? There's always like a childhood connection to a trigger, like something happened to you. It's like, you know, when like people hear belt or whatever, it's like, ooh, I remember my dad getting the belt beating me, you know, not to take light, make that a joke, but you know what I mean. So, what kind of triggers do you guys have? And it could be like triggers of happiness too. You know? I guess if something triggers you, it's not necessarily an emotion of happiness. Maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Usually when someone's triggered, it's like from a negative kind of connotation, I believe. So I'm not a psychologist, I don't know. And maybe I don't even know the definition of the trigger the right way. But it usually stems from a past traumatic situation, I believe. Don't quote me. I would say a car accident is traumatic. That's what happened to me. This is what happens when you eat really fast. It's like, you eat so fast. I know I've talked about this before, but the level of like disrespect from people is at an all-time high. Like, I just go and sometimes just read, like, mind you, I have deleted a couple of my apps, social media apps, but I leave the ones, excuse me, Facebook and Instagram to me are the two biggest ones, so I just leave those. The rest I can just delete whenever. But like, there was this one comment, even on YouTube, this girl left about one of the tennis players that, you know, she said, you know, it was about one of the younger tennis players saying, oh, you know, there's something about her that just rubs her the wrong way. You know, and she gave her credit saying, you know, she is a semi-good tennis player, but there's something about her attitude and her personality and demeanor that rubs her the wrong way. Did you know that she was attacked on YouTube, and one of the people like left this nasty comment about you should get thick skin, you should grow sweetie pie, like really condescending words, and saying, hey, you should stick to figure skating or rhythmic gymnastics if you can't handle. And it's just like, first of all, that's offensive to rhythmic gymnasts and figure skaters because they're athletes as well. And secondly, like, just because the girl, whoever, I don't even know if it's a girl or woman, I don't really care, doesn't like this particular tennis player because of her attitude, what's hurting anybody by saying that? That's just how she feels. It's her thoughts, it's her opinions. So why go and like have something that's so rude, say something so rude back? And then one person, I go, why is there so much hostility, like, for someone who doesn't agree with someone else? Why is there so much hostility? Like, some people do not get along with other people. And vice versa. Other people get along with that person, but you don't. That's okay. There's so many flavors out there for everybody. So why be so hostile to other people? I just didn't get it. And then of course somebody else chimes in saying it's not fair. It's not right that she comments on this tennis player. They are world blah blah blah, top 10 blah blah blah. She's not talking about that. Like she was talking about her personality, her demeanor. Like, you know, obviously this tennis player is in the public eye. Whatever she's putting out there into the universe on TV during her matches or whatever, that doesn't agree with that person. And it's okay. It doesn't have to agree with that person. Like, why do you have to attack the young girl? Like, whoever the person is. I don't know, I don't know exactly. Why do you have to attack the person? It just doesn't make sense to me. People have way too much time in the day to be arguing with people who they don't even know. And I won't do that. I will not do that. I'm not about to argue with somebody I don't know. But one thing you're gonna do is you're not gonna disrespect me. Period. You gonna learn, okay? That mouth of yours needs to stay shut if you have disrespectful stuff. People just need to learn how to be kind. It's like, my God. Chastise people for having their own opinion. Who does that? And I know that I don't want to talk about politics ever, but I think everybody has their right to have their ideals or whatever they think. You may not agree with it, but everybody has their right to. And just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean that it's wrong. I'm just going to say that right there. That's why we have different everything. That's why we have a Democratic Party, a Republican Party, an Independent Party. Whatever sits right with you is what you go with. And you don't have to agree with other people. And if you stand alone, you stand alone. This whole, like, people being chastised for having different views, like, I just don't get it. I don't understand it. And just because they have different views, like one of my friends, I'm not going to even take it, but it has to do with politics. Because one person is a Republican, and one of my friends was like, oh, they're a Trump supporter, they're this, they're bad people. I'm like, first of all, just because they said that they're Republican, how do you know that they voted for Trump? You don't know that, number one. They could have voted for the Democratic. Democratic. Why did I say some words so foul and so weird? They could have voted for the Democratic candidate. Like, just because they're Republican doesn't mean that they have to vote for the Republican Party. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are people so narrow-minded? Like, and furthermore, that doesn't mean they voted for Trump. And furthermore, it doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It doesn't. And it does all automatically. Also, then the conversation went to that person's racist. And I'm like, I know that person, and that person's not racist. Like, why? How do you come up with these conclusions just because someone's Republican? Makes no sense to me. And I don't want it to make sense. All I needed to know was that that person was okay. And I told them to their face, it's okay for you to think the way you think. Be respectful. And there's a thin line between like believing what you're believing in and being judgmental, disrespectful, and rude. Everybody knows where those lines are. Everybody has their right to their own opinion and the way they think, whether it's right or wrong. That's not your control, and you have to let it go. Whether it's right or wrong, they have the right to it. So people need to calm down. Calm down. Well, I'm gonna put in a little video in the beginning of when it was the stew was cooking. I took one little video. I forgot to do like other stuff. I want to do more stuff like to show more cooking, or maybe like do a demo, but like I need another person to record for me, so I'm gonna have to work on this. But anyway, if you enjoyed my video and you are new to my channel and you haven't subscribed to it, go on ahead and subscribe. Bless me, bless me, bless me by subscribing to my channel, ringing that bell for notifications so that you know when a new video like this one here is happening. And I can't speak today. Comment, like, and share. And to all my coconuts, you know I love you. You know I loves you. You know I loves you. Thank you so much for joining me for another mukbang video. Love ya.